This episode from Driving with Gloves is not only about Monteverdi. Although this episode was filmed in the city of Basel, or Bill as it is also called. And this episode from Driving with Gloves is neither only about a Swiss chocolate especially made for women. Because if you follow my channel, you must know by now that I'm a male chauvinist pig. No, this episode from Driving with Gloves is about one of the, or perhaps even the most exclusive car show in the world. Hi, my name is Cor, and welcome to my channel, Driving with Gloves. I always drive with car gloves. Your question might be, why do I drive with gloves? And my answer is, why not? I'm on my way to Basel in the northwest of Switzerland, at the frontier to France and Germany. This thanks to a good friend of mine called Marc Widmer. Marc is the inventor of a Swiss chocolate called Frauenmond, translated into English Women's Moon, which helps against period pains. So he's quite a genius, and women adore him therefore. But Marc invited me to come over to the first Grand Basel, but that has nothing to do with chocolate. But what on earth is Grand Basel? Grand Basel is a groundbreaking new international trade fair focusing on automotive masterpieces. Grand Basel showcases a limited number of carefully selected top-of-the-range automobiles, not just the most dignified and luxurious classic cars, but also one-off contemporary editions and technically advanced concept cars. These automotive masterpieces are carefully selected. And I'm here on the first Grand Basel show in September 2018 in Basel, Switzerland, which starts a global tour that will include future shows in Miami Beach in February 2019 and Hong Kong in May 2019. So this episode from Driving with Gloves gives you an overview of the show from September 2018 in Basel in Switzerland. So let's get in and show you the highlights. Let's start with the A from Aston Martin. For me, one of the most beautiful cars of all times is the Aston Martin DB4 GT Zagato. Interestingly, the first planned 25 vehicles failed to sell. That's strange when you look at it nowadays. But also this Aston Martin DB5 Volante from 1966 is drop dead gorgeous. My name is Bond, James Bond. Sorry, I just couldn't resist to say that. And with this red DB6 we'll leave Aston Martin to go to another red A car from the 1960s. You might guess where from this Abarth Serie 2 Periscopio got his name. The car reached the top speed of up to 270 km an hour and promptly claimed overall victory at its first race. Have you ever heard from Aztec? Well, if you listen to the music, you know by now that it is from Germany. The Aztec GTS is a modern interpretation of the legendary Porsche 904 GTS. And now it's time to move forward to the letter B. Unfortunately, Bentley was only represented by 2 cars on the Grand Basel. Therefore, BMW was represented by an all-time beauty, the legendary 507. And there are also 3 Bugattis on the show. You see here the legendary Bugatti Veyron. Oh, I'm sorry, I just made a mistake, but at least we know now where they got the inspiration for the design from. But B stands also for Bieningen near Basel. And this is the place where Monteverdi was founded. And by the way, Hai means shark in German. And now I will show you an extraordinary racing car from BRM, the P83H16 with a 16-cylinder engine. Despite the best efforts of Graham Hill and Jackie Stewart, the P83 remained unsuccessful in 1966 and 1967 because the engine in the rear was simply too heavy. However, its extraordinary engine sound remains unrivaled in Formula 1. And now we have reached letter C. This is the Cisitalia 202 SC from 1947. The car used to belong to an old lady from Basel until 1960, who was actually on the show. She explained how hard it was to get even simple spare parts in that period. Mostly she had to travel to Italy to get them. That's why she got rid of the car. I'm sure that her grandchildren will hate her for that. And I'm quite fascinated about this car as well. For me, a gated shifter is very fascinating. This is one of the reasons I adore this car. Another reason is that I have a remote control model since I was a small child, and I still have it in my bedroom. So, am I a nerd? What Italian car brand are you thinking of when visiting a highly exclusive car show? But what is that? An old Fiat Panda? They must be joking. And this certainly is the brand you were expecting. Behind me you see a Ford GT40 from 1967, and just look who I found here. That's Sandro Vogel. He's a FIFA expert. Hi Sandro, how are you doing?
Fine, nice to meet you, Mark.
So, if you need an expertise on your classic car, he's the one to contact. But now we are going to look at a car with a height of only 40 inches. Although we started F with an old Fiat Panda, I must admit that Fiat was represented with some of the best looking cars on Grand Basel. And here is another cutie from Fiat. But have you ever thought about having a Fiat with a V8 engine? Well, here are two gorgeous Otto Fiats. Perhaps you do remember my review about the Samantha Vignale, which is also called Mini Miura, but that orange car you see in the background I will show you later. From Italy we are going back to Switzerland. The Swiss coach builder Graber was responsible for this stunning car. Once upon a time, ISO started out manufacturing refrigerators before working its way up to small cars, such as the Isetta, for which BMW acquired the licensing rights, and then they started to build luxury cars. The most beautiful car ever made was the verdict of Enzo Ferrari at the presentation of the Jaguar E-Type in 1961. But one of the main reasons for the success of the Jaguar E-Type was at one point its low price. In 1961, you couldn't find a cheaper car with 269 PS and a maximum speed of 240 km an hour. Flat, unique and legendary even during production, with a 4-liter V12 mid-mountain engine with a minimum of 350 PS to reach a top speed of around 300 km an hour. So you could summarize the Lamborghini Miura. Wow, or Countach in an Italian dialect, more I must not tell you. I would like to have this car in black and with its sexy chauffeur and a red interior. But on the other hand, it is better to drive myself in this wonderful gullwing. And as a driver's car, this Maserati Ghibli wouldn't be too bad either. And if you have seen the episode from Driving with Gloves about the Alfa Romeo Spider, you know by now where the name Spider is coming from. Oops, I had almost forgotten to show you this ugly Mclaren P1. And now we switch to the oldest existing car brand in the world. Just look at this magnificent Peugeot 203 Special. Or look at this little bastard from Porsche. And of course we shouldn't leave out of the game the 911 Carrera 2.7 RS. And although I'm not a big fan of electric or hybrid cars, I think the 918 is exceptional. But what if you cross modern with old? You get another Stinger style Porsche. But do I mind? No, not at all. And now I see the light because we're almost coming to an end. And I must admit that since the review of my VW Bus T2, I'm quite into these cars. But what car would you expect me to take home? Well, this is my choice for today. No, it isn't. But if I'm allowed to take 10 home, it even is a hard choice. But anyhow, I had to make a decision. So these are the 10 cars I've chosen. And now it is time to tell you not to forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel Driving with Gloves. And why not? Because it is for free. So it won't cost you anything. And do not forget to like this video. And I do hope to see you next time in a new video from Driving with Gloves. Thank you.